Next up, one of our top linemen in the state of Colorado, Trevyn Heil from Grandview football, getting ready for week 1 here in the fall 20 season. When I say that, Trevyn, I mean, emotionally, intellectually, what's that feel like? You are officially in the middle of game preparations for week 1 of football.
It feels great to finally be back, being back with the team, being back in school. I mean, COVID definitely made a lot of changes, but it's just great to be back. It's the only way to put it.
With the ups and downs in that, what were some of the challenges, getting to this point?
Finding ways to get together as a team in the off season, finding ways to work out, keep training. I mean, there was a lot of challenges, but, found ways to get into gyms, get onto fields, keep working, keep running, keep working out, and then we got to go ahead in June to meet together as a team, in certain phases, and then just got us to this point.
Again, Trevyn Heil from Grandview football, two-way starting lineman. In terms of those preparations, it seems like we've learned, in the last 6 months, every program's different, every individual's different. How have you prepared yourself as we get ready for week 1?
In the offseason, I signed up at 6-0 strength and football program. I work out there once a day, and then just training with myself and some of my other teammates at any field or any gym that was open that we could find. And then now just started practice, and that was just how I got to where I'm at.
Yeah, and where you're at is not only getting ready to play your final year of high school football, but you've been busy in the summertime officially committing to play Mountain West football with head coach Jay Norvell and his staff at the University of Nevada. You issued your commit during the summertime. How did that work during a pandemic when we were all shut down?
Just a lot of social media, a lot of Zoom calls, FaceTimes, texts. I mean, a lot of virtual talking. So
when they're talking,
I just go ahead.
Are you projected to play as a lineman, offensive, defensively? What are they telling you?
Yeah, they recruited me as a center for the 21 class.
So shows you got a little smarts, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Quarterback up front, isn't it?
Yep.
Absolutely. Hey, if I ask you, and I know you're going to play humble, but look, you're one of just under 20 Division I football commits. What makes you so strong as a football player?
Just being able to put it all together on the field. Strength, speed, athleticism. Knowing what you're doing on the play, just getting it done.
And, the Heil family, you're not the only one getting it done. Trevyn has an older brother, Bryson, who's playing Big Sky football up at Northern Colorado. And that's pretty impressive for your family. It also shows some uniqueness, too. You're getting ready to play, but the Big Sky shut down and postponed until the spring. Most of the FCS is. What do you guys talk about with all the, uniqueness with what that is?
It's interesting. Like you said, there's a lot of uniqueness in this year, and you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So Bryson's definitely not worrying about when he has to play. He's just going to be ready to play when it comes.
Will he get to come down and watch you?
I hope so, yeah. They're in the middle of practice and training, getting ready for their spring season. So, and then he's definitely happy that he'll be able to, watch me play if he can't come down, or watch it however he can, but he's happy for me.
Your brother and you coming out of Grandview football, traditionally a powerhouse program, 2 decades under head coach John Schultz. Why are the Wolves going to be good this year?
All offseason we kept hopes high. Everyone kept working, stayed ready. Like I said, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So once we got to go ahead for a fall season, it seemed like we clicked since day one. Our team's just ready. We've got a lot of good players, got a lot of good leadership. We just can put it together this year. As
you're getting ready, what are your motivations and expectations as you're about to play week 1 for Grandview here in Colorado?
I expect a great game. Arapahoe's a great team. Last year was a tough game, so I have high hopes. It'll be a great season opener for sure.
All right. We wish you the best, man. It's fun to watch you play.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome to ATM Live. How can I help you?
I'm going camping. Can I pay my credit card?
Absolutely.
Cash or check for $37.18?
Deposit money from the tooth fairy?
My dog ate my ATM card.
Can I make a withdrawal?
Sure thing.
Do almost anything you can do in the bank. At Bank of Colorado ATM Live locations across the state. Bank of Colorado. There's only one.
Next up, another big fella who's going to be an FBS player coming out of the state of Colorado from the Poudre Impalas. It is Justin Michael. And Justin, let's start with where you're at right now, at the preps level, with all the ups and downs and all the things we've gone through, the indecision through 6 months. You are going to play week 1 and you're preparing for a game. What's going on in your head right now?
I'm excited. I'm excited to be on the field. I'm excited that we got it all back together and I'm back with my teammates and stuff. And I'm looking forward to the matchup against Braden Wood, a Kansas State commit. We went at it pretty good last year, and so he didn't really know who I was, but I'm sure he does now.
Yeah. And that's great. I mean, something to look forward to. You talk about good game hype. Wood against Michael, that's a good thing along the line of scrimmage. You got me excited for that. Now, before we get to that point, I mean, you guys, in terms of preparation, let me get a read on what the Impalas have been doing under head coach Marty McVicker. Have you guys had a lot of team practices with each other? Have you had to, work out on your own? How have you prepared during all this?
We had a few summer practices, I think 2 weeks, and we didn't do any plays. We just worked out. And then we came back 2 weeks ago and did just workouts and conditioning. And then last week was the first real week. We went over plays. We're in pads. And then we had a scrimmage, and I think we looked pretty good for only a week of practice. The good thing, though, is our team is senior heavy, so a lot of us know what we're doing. We just need to work on execution.
With you, in terms of before you get to the execution, I know a lot of high school coaches are concerned, and it's not just high school, actually. It's all levels. We've seen the injuries in the NFL. You're a 6'5", 260-pound kid, something like that. How confident are you with your body going into this season?
I'm actually pretty excited because last year I played at about 230, so I was light. So it'll be a little easier to throw around some guys at 260.
Eventually, you're going to be throwing around some guys in the Mountain West Conference. You are an FBS commit. Why are you such a good football athlete to where you receive that kind of attention and respect?
I think it's a lot due to my younger years. I played Pop Warner, and we competed at a national level, so I got that coaching from early on, and I just carried it over. And then we have a really good O-line coach at Poudre, Coach Osborne. Mm-hmm. He's been there forever, and he's kind of my mentor over there, so it's awesome.
During this process, you actually did your recruiting during the pandemic. What was that like? Can we get a read on all the weirdness you had to go through? That's unique, going through that kind of recruiting process where you can't do a lot of things that athletes previously could do.
It's a lot of Zoom calls. We had team, it was all the coaches up on a TV, and we Zoom called all CSU, and then had a Zoom call with the white coach, just a bunch of calls. I was getting, I don't know, up to 2 to 3 a day at times. So
again, that's a respect for you, if you're getting staffs calling you up. Now, eventually, you made your choice to play for Colorado State in the Mountain West. Why'd you choose CSU?
I chose CSU because if I had a bunch of Mountain West teams offer me and look at me, and I just think CSU was, with the new coaching staff, has such a huge upside, and especially with Steve Adazio being this super good O-line coach, putting Hall of Famers, and then putting NFL Hall of Famers in there, and I don't know, they connected really well with me through the recruiting process. They talked to my family. They talked to them multiple times. We had family meetings with them. And so my family was really confident with me going there. And I just, like I said, I like the tag team of Steve Adazio and Louie on the O-line.
You have to assume that the family's going to be real happy that they just have to travel down the street to go watch you in town there in Fort Collins, correct?
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I could almost see the stadium from my house. So
that is perfect. But before we get there, I mean, you have to finish up one more year, and you get to finish up one more year, play your senior season with the Poudre program. Again, we're here in week 1, so you've got motivations, expectations. What are they as we move through this opening week of fall 20 football in Colorado?
I just want to finish out my senior year strong. I know we have a lot of seniors on our team, and we kind of got beat up last year. We started out good and then got into a slump, and I'm just hoping we come out and just beat Fairview and keep it rolling, So I think my biggest thing for me is to just keep improving, and like I said, use my new weight. I want to get after it.
There you go. There's our for Justin Michael from Poudre. He's bigger, stronger, faster, confident about it. And the Impalas from the northwest side of Fort Collins, a little bit of a chip. And they're ready.
Yeah.
All right. We love to watch you play. We wish you very well, okay?
Thank you.
You're proud to call Colorado home. So are we. Since 1973, we've been giving back to the communities where we live, work, and play across our great state. And we're here to stay. If you're looking for an independent, locally managed community bank where the employees are also the owners, we would like to be your bank. We're Alpine Bank.
Next up is Victor Owens, a quarterback linebacker from Vista Peak in Aurora, as we get ready for the fall football season, which walks us right into the question we have to ask Victor. Your perspective. Your team is part of Aurora Public Schools. They've elected to play in the spring. How are you feeling about that?
At first, I was really mad, frustrated with my district, looking at any way possible we could play. It was just really sad to see other places get to play, and we fought so hard, and we just came short at the moment where we could have been there. And it was frustrating at the beginning. But, talking to my coach, my head coach, and seeing what we can do in the fall and seeing how also our spring could look, it's cheering me up, because in the fall time, we're going to be able to, do a little bit of 7-on-7 work. We've been starting up practice again, and that's always fun, just getting out there, being with my teammates. That's enough for me right now. I'll take that. And I know that in the spring season, we're going to have a mixed schedule of some 5A and 4A teams. So I'm definitely excited. We're a very strong team. We're coming off a 10-0 season, and I think that in the springtime, we're going to have an even greater chance to go even deeper into the playoffs.
If you're not aware of Victor Owens and that Vista Peak program, one, he mentioned his head coach, it's John Sullivan. Also a reference to last year where he ran the table during the regular season. The only loss was during the playoffs. Very, very strong program with not only Victor, but a lot of good talent. Let's go back to when you're talking about some of the positives that you can take, which is the best way to go, right? When you're talking to Coach Sully and your guys, what are some things that you think might be a good thing that you're going to be playing in spring of 21?
Some of the good things that we've been talking about is that there's some of our competition that we were going to have in the fall, is playing in the fall, and we're playing in the spring. So, it's nothing we can control. That's completely out of our hands. So it's not like we're lining up easier schedules or, it's just how things happen to play out. So the teams we get on our schedule, we're just going to handle our business like we always do.
Now, when we talk about your guys, you have some opportunities, but when we talk about the success of your program, Braylon Nelson is a commit to play at Fresno State in the Mountain West. Jadaris Carr is going to play in the Ivy League at Princeton. Monty Hamrick has some opportunities at the D2 level. And then there's you, Victor. Can you give us a perspective on where you're at with your recruiting process?
In my recruiting process, I've had the opportunity to receive some D3 offers, and I've been extremely humbled. An offer is an offer, and people are always saying, "Oh, you should chase this, chase that," but you should be thankful for the offers you get, and that's how I'm feeling. And also, it's I'm not complacent as well. I want to continue gaining more and more and more, and just put myself on the map wherever I can. And then ultimately, when I can make the decision, make it for the best I can be. So right now, I definitely have some D1 offers. Not D1 offers. I have some D1 opportunities. Some D1 opportunities to go and play football. All I need is some solid film from my senior highlights, and I think that it can push me over the edge. And I'm deep in talks with some D2 schools as well. Also, I just need to get the opportunity to make my chance to go get some campus visits or things like that.
With you, you're kind of unique and you work for it, so I want to mention it because you've earned it. Is, you know, Victor's got a lot of opportunities coming his way because he rocks the books. You're a 4.0 kid, which allows you those opportunities at 3 different levels, right? The D1s can get you qualified. The D3s are offering you because you fit. I think that's going to be a good thing. And when we mention where you are with recruiting, you are not committed yet. The fit hasn't been found. You haven't made a decision. What is the impact with you now playing in the spring, good or bad with you?
Well, I feel like the bad thing is, I feel like I'm on a time crunch. I feel like if I don't secure anything before the year ends, or I just am nervous because I don't know how it works really. I don't know if after this year ends, if they'll still be in the recruiting process for the 2021 class. And, you know, and now that the NCAA gave the seniors an extended year, it also makes it harder on me because there's less offers to give out. But it also can be a positive because, like you said, like we're the only people playing football and they have nothing else to look at. And it's not like I'm just sitting here hiding under a rock. I'm constantly keeping my coaches in contact, sending them film of what I'm doing on a daily basis, showing them that I'm not using this as a crutch. I'm using this as like motivation for me to get better.
Victor, I appreciate you visiting with us. Wish you nothing but good things ahead. Okay, man?
Thank you.